What a game. What a result. What a performance. Michael Carrick, brother, I am moved. I am absolutely moved today. We didn't just beat Manchester City today, by the way. We whooped their asses today. That was a spanking. We spanked them so hard, it turned red. Just as a little reminder, just to remind them that the city of Manchester is still red. No matter how much success you've had, no matter how much money you spend, you will forever be the little brother. You will forever be the little noisy neighbor. Okay, so it's going to take you a long time to overtake us. Manchester United will forever remain. You see this badge right here? Will forever remain the biggest club in Manchester. Listen, I am full of emotion right now. I am full of adrenaline right now. I know I sound a little bit giddy right now, but I need to break down the game. I need to break down everything that's happened in this game. I don't even know where to start, but the first place I do want to start is I want to applaud and I want to praise Michael Carrick, because going into this game, I'm not going to lie to you, I was anxious. I didn't know what direction this game was going to go in. Of course, it was his first game in charge of Manchester United since he's been announced as interim manager. So you know what? Of course, naturally, I was going to have that sort of anxious feeling of not knowing what result we was going to get, whether we were going to get a result like today, whether we were going to get spanked. I'm not going to lie to you, I didn't know what direction this game was going to go. But of course, I'm walking away as a happy man today. I can enjoy the rest of my weekend. I can watch the rest of the football with a peace of mind. And you know what? I can relax. Of course, I am going to get into the game, but I do want to start off by saying that that is probably one of our best performances of the season. By far. I would go as far as saying it's probably one of our best performances over the last 2-3 years. If we're keeping it really honest, it had everything. It literally had everything. The players gave it all. You could see that the players were up for it today. And that's the biggest thing. I think that is the biggest thing that Manchester United fans look for, is to see that the players actually care, to see that the players are committed, to see that the players are willing to do whatever it takes to get the 3 points. And I feel like we got that today. We genuinely got that today. I feel like there was a togetherness. The team were compact. The team were organized. But what I want to do is I want to actually start off with the lineup, because when the lineup actually came out, I'm not going to lie to you, I did have a couple of question marks. I did question the fact that Dorgu started. And of course, we will talk about Dorgu and his performance in this video as well. But I'm not going to lie to you guys, I did question Dorgu starting in the lineup. I did question Mbeumo playing up front. I questioned why Sesko, given the form that he was in, starting on the bench. I questioned why Cunha was on the bench. So I did have a lot of question marks about the lineup. Of course, we reverted back to the traditional 4-3-3 formation that we were used to, or 4-2-3-1, as some people might look at it that way. But all in all, I wasn't too happy with the lineup. And I looked at their back line. Of course, they had Max Elaine, Kuzunov, Rico Lewis. And I'm not gonna lie, that gave me a little bit more confidence. I did feel like if we turned it up, if we performed at the level that we know we should be able to perform at, and there was no nonsense from our players today, we could definitely give the City team problems. That's exactly what happened. So, of course, the early chance straight away, Harry Maguire hits the crossbar. I'm not gonna lie to you, I felt like he should have done a lot better there. I feel like he should have done a lot better there. He was free. It was a free header. Of course, a bit unfortunate that hit the crossbar, but I did feel like he could have got that header a little bit better. I feel like he could have a little bit better. It does sound a little bit harsh, but of course, it was still early in the game, only 2 minutes in. But it was a great start. It was a lively start, and it was a positive start. And I feel like that is what sort of set the tone for the match. And then, of course, you know, the game was quite open, but I did feel like we were compact. We were organized. You know, there was patterns of combinations. And the one thing I didn't notice, there was a lot of triggers for the press, especially in moments which you can tell they probably practiced or learned on the training ground through in the 2-3 days that they had with Michael Carrick. And it showed in today's game. They pressed as a team, they were compact as a team, they were organized, and you could tell that they were all in sync. But of course, with Manchester United, there's always going to be a problem. There's always going to be a moment of madness or something that could go against us. And of course, it was the potential Dalot red card. And for me, I'm not gonna lie to you guys, I can't lie, I want to be an honest man. For me, that was a red card. I can't lie. I feel like the referee got it wrong. I feel like the VAR room got it wrong. And again, it just puts into question the integrity of the league. I'm not gonna lie to you, because that is a questionable call not to send off Dalot there. You can clearly see studs straight onto Doku, and I feel like that 9 times out of 10 should be a red card. And the fact that you've used VAR, you reviewed it, and you still haven't come to that conclusion, for me, it just makes VAR pointless at this point. I mean, I don't want to make it a video where we're ranting about VAR, but again, there's question marks about the consistency of VAR use, man. Especially in this league, I feel like it ruins the football, it ruins the integrity of the league, and one week that's given a red card, one week it isn't. I mean, honestly, what's the point of even having it in the first place if you can't even look at something that's so clear cut and still make the right decision? It baffles my mind, honestly, it baffles my mind. But of course, it was fortunate for us. We got away with one. Dallas shouldn't have been on the pitch, but you know, we move at that point. Then, of course, it felt like a bit end to end. The game was end to end. And, you know, we had a couple chances. You know, of course, Bruno plays in Mbeumo, which I felt like was a bit of an underpass from Bruno, if I'm being completely honest. I don't think it was the greatest of passes. And then moments later, of course, Bruno goes through on goal, scores, but then is flagged for offside. And I'm not going to lie to you, man. I'm starting to question this whole rule about not raising the flag straight away. Now, I understand the concept behind it. Of course, you want to let the play run just in case the person scores. And if they're not offside, then you can give the goal. But I do feel like, one, it wastes a lot of time. But two, also, I feel like there's a lot of confusion. You know, you see times where certain players think it's offside, or they might assume it's offside, and then they kind of stop, or they're a bit half-hearted in the sequence of play. Yeah, I don't know. It's just a weird one. Like, I understand the concept behind it, but at the same time, I'm just like, if you know it's offside and you think it's offside, just raise the flag straight away, stop the play. Because now you've just gone another 30 seconds of play. You even let Bruno celebrate. He's gone and celebrated, and then you decide to raise the flag. I don't know, man. That one's it's a bit of a weird one to me. Like, I get, again, I understand it. I don't know. I just feel like if you know it's offside, just call it. And if you're wrong, then you're wrong. It is what it is. Just keep it moving. You know what I mean? But anyway, I felt like it was an impressive first half of Man United. I felt like we were very good, very compact again, very organized. And we created a few good chances. We had a few good chances. And I felt like by half time, should have been 2-0 up. We should have been 2-0 up. I'll be honest with you. I think Man City were very lucky to go into that half 0-0. I felt like they barely created any chances. I think Max Helene had that one header in the first half, which is a little bit tame. But outside of that, I didn't really feel like they had any chances. Maybe Semenyo outside the box, which kind of, I'm not gonna lie, did give me a little bit of a scare. I'll be lying if I said it didn't scare me a little bit, that Semenyo chance. But outside of that, I just didn't feel like they were as threatening. I feel like they had a lot of the ball, of course. They were passing the ball from side to side. But again, I thought we controlled the game at that point. So then, of course, going into the second half, again, it's quite open. It's end to end. But again, I felt like we were organized, we were compact. And credit to Michael Carrick. I felt like the instructions that he set out to the players, they carried it out well today. I feel like everyone on that pitch was exceptional. Maybe a couple of exceptions. Diogo. Yeah, we need to talk soon. We need to talk soon. You're lucky I'm in a good mood, but we do need to speak. But yeah, I felt like we were compact. And then, of course, we had a couple chances. Ahmad with a great attempt. And, of course, Casemiro tried to come through with the follow-up. Didn't get there, unfortunately. But then, of course, the breakthrough was coming. And it came. Bryan Mbeumo, we've missed you, my brother. We've absolutely missed you. Straight back from international duty, of course, and ends up on the score sheet, our top scorer. No surprise there, man. We've missed him, we've missed Ahmad, and I'm so glad to have them back. You can see the difference already in the team. With both of them in the team, you see the difference already in the levels. But yeah, I'm so happy that he got back to his scoring ways. And also, Bruno, the weight of pass from Bruno, unbelievable. And I feel like Bruno today was exceptional. Days like today, when Bruno's in his flow state and he's performing like that, for me, like I said in the preview with Boovy, for me, he's not just a world-class midfielder. He's a world-class player, man. And on days like today, he's untouchable. I felt like his performance today was unreal. I was applauding in my living room. I'm not gonna lie to you, I was applauding in my living room. Because when Bruno's in that mode, when he's in that state, untouchable. And I've always said about Bruno, outside of Kevin De Bruyne, I don't think there's been a midfielder in the Premier League that's been better than Bruno. I'm gonna keep it real with you guys. I don't think there's been a midfielder in the Premier League since Bruno's arrived to Man United that's been better than him outside of Kevin De Bruyne. I feel like Bruno starts for most clubs in world football. Most clubs in world football. Yes, there might be one or two he might find it difficult to get in, but more than not, he's starting for most clubs. Let's keep it real. But yeah, of course, we opened the break through Mbeumo, and then shortly after, Dorgu, who I need to sincerely apologize. I hold up my hands, brother. I'm going to apologize. I'm going to hold my hand up because I really questioned why you were even starting today. But not only did you score the goal, and yes, you scored, amazing, but your performance today was outstanding. Both offensively going forward, both defensively, the work rate, the commitment. I'm not gonna lie to you, brother. I just want to apologize because you, for me, are my man of the match today. Dorgu is my man of the match today because everything he did today was exceptional for me, outstanding. I can't lie to you. I don't think we could have asked more from Dorgu today. And of course, there are other performers, like I mentioned, Bruno, also Harry Maguire. The difference in our team, the difference in our defense when Harry Maguire is in the team, it's almost night and day, man. And it's a big credit to him, man. Honestly, it's a big credit to him for where he's come from over the years to where he is now. I feel like he is definitely one of our most important players in this team. Given that, 2-3 years ago, he was almost frozen out of the team. We tried to sell him, and the guy's just put his head down and just been committed, stayed true to the cause, kept his head down, didn't make any noise, no ruckus, no nothing. Worked his way into getting back into the team. And over the last 2 years has been one of our most important players. He's come up with big goals. He's come out with big performances. And again, today, another monstrous performance. He told Haaland, get off the pitch, man. He made Pep throw him in the towel with Haaland. He got Haaland off the pitch. How many times have you seen Haaland get subbed off like that? How many times in his Manchester City career have you seen him get subbed off like that? How many times? And of course, yes, defensively as a unit, they take credit. But for me, Harry Maguire, the presence of Harry Maguire today was missed, man. And I think he was exceptional today as well. So credit to the boys, man. Honestly, credit to all the players. I felt like they gave it their all today. And it's frustrating. It frustrates me so much that we could put performances like this, especially in the big games. If you look this season, all the big games, Chelsea, Liverpool, Brighton, Crystal Palace away, obviously Man City, pretty much every tough test we've had this season, every big game we've had this season, we've passed it. We've won. Even the home game against Arsenal, the start of the season, we should have won that. On any other day, we could have easily won that game as well. So all our hard games, all the difficult games, all the games that people don't expect us to win, we win. But then when it's the games against West Ham, when it's the games against Wolves, when it's the relegation teams or Grimsby Town, we tend to lose these games, and I can't fathom it. And again, it comes back to that whole mentality thing. When we lock in, when we're mentally there and when we're up for it, this team on paper should comfortably be sitting in top 4. This is a top 4 team. When you look at it on paper, when you look at the quality we have in this team, there is no excuse, given that we are playing once a week, there is no excuse as to why we can't put performances like this week after week after week. I don't expect this team to win every single game. No one's, capable of winning every single football match. However, we do expect you to put in respectable performances like today. Of course, today was an exceptional performance, but we expect the levels to be high enough that you are comfortably beating West Ham, you are comfortably beating Leeds, you are comfortably beating Wolves, you are comfortably beating Burnley, you are comfortably beating the teams that we expect you to beat. We're not asking for too much. And it's frustrating because it shows, performances like today show that if you put your head down and you actually put your mind to it, you can do it. I don't want to sound like Eric Thomas right now. I sound like a motivational speaker. I don't want to sound like a speaker. But you know what I mean? Like, if you put your mind to it, you can do it. You know, what's that saying? If you see it, you can achieve it. And if you can achieve it... Oh, no, sorry. What way was it? If you can see it, you can believe it. Now, what was the saying, man? If you can believe it, then you can see it, then you can achieve it. That don't make sense. If you see it, then you can believe it, then you can achieve it. I don't know, man. But you get the point I'm trying to say. But all in all, unbelievable performance, unbelievable result. Of course, that puts a damp into Man City's title hopes. But it is what it is, man. We need to, look after our season. We need to take care of ourselves. We've got top 4 to be chasing. We can't care about what other people's goals are at the moment. We just need to be able to do our job, and we've done just that. But I do want to also give a shout out to Donnarumma, man, because Donnarumma is the reason why this scoreline wasn't 3 or 4-0. If we're being 100% honest right now, he's the reason why this scoreline wasn't an embarrassing scoreline. He put in some ridiculous saves. It gave me De Gea vibes, prime De Gea vibes, where sometimes no matter what you do, you just can't seem to get the ball in the back of the net. And that's what it felt like at one moment. I'm not gonna lie to you. After that Casemiro and Ahmad save, I genuinely felt like it was gonna be one of those days where we're just not gonna be able to put the ball in the back of the net. But thankfully, of course, we found the goals through Mbeumo and Dorgu. But I still need to give credit to Donnarumma, man. What a signing he has been for Manchester City. We have to keep it honest, man. That he might potentially be the signing of the season, because the amount of points he saved Man City this season, they should be in the similar position to us. We're keeping honest. They should be nowhere near a title race or a title charge. if we're keeping it honest. And a lot of it does come to, of course, Haaland's goals on the other end and whatnot. But Donnarumma, man, the amount of saves he makes, I need to double check the stats now. I need to see the updated stats, because the amount of shots he faces and the amount of shots he saves is ridiculous, man. And I'm not gonna lie to you, genius signing from Pep Guardiola, and for the price. They're only signing for 26 million. Given the fact that he just won a Champions League with PSG, given the fact that he is one of the best goalkeepers, if not the best goalkeeper or best shot stopper in world football, for 26 million, that is an absolute bargain, an absolute steal. And he's proven to be, for me, in my eyes, one of the best signings of the season. I'm not gonna lie to you. But Michael Carrick, man, the era has started. Of course, it's just for 6 months. But if this what life under Michael Carrick looks like for the next 6 months, I am seated. I am ready. I am ready. Michael Carrico, my amigo, I'm ready. And you guys can probably tell I'm a bit giddy right now. I'm not gonna lie to you. I am excited. I'm not gonna lie to you. I am excited. I need to calm it down. It's only one game. It's only one game. I know. It's just the one game. It's just the first game. But we do have Arsenal next week. Big one at the Emirates Stadium. 4:30 Sunday. I am already there. How about that? I am already there. I will be in the stadium. How about that? Spoiler, I will be in the stadium. Yes. It's not enough for me to hate. It's not enough for me to hate. I need to participate. I need to be there. I need to participate in the downfall. Because we've done our job today. You've seen this season, whenever it's big games, we're there. We get the job done. Arsenal, another big game. You know what might happen. And I know they know. They might try to come across confident. They might try to rub us out. Might sound like, oh, it's going to be a comfortable win. They know deep down in their hearts. They know what could happen. Because the last time we was there in the FA Cup, you know what happened with 10 men. We played with 10 men for over 60 minutes. You know what happened. You saw the result in the FA Cup the last time we went to the Emirates. I'm just saying. I know we're not favourites going into that game. But if anyone thinks Man United doesn't have a fighting chance, if everyone thinks Man United don't even sniff a chance, given what's happened this season, given all the big games we've played in this season, if you look at all the results against all the big teams, and you still think that Manchester United don't have a chance against Arsenal, I don't know what to say at that point. The evidence is there. You can't write us off. In these games, you just simply can't write us off. You can write us off when it comes to the little smaller teams, because we don't seem to get results against them. But when it comes against the big teams, one thing I can guarantee you is when there's no pressure and when people don't expect us to win, we turn up, clearly. All in all, it's probably the best possible start for Michael Carrick in his interim job. And I am happy for him, of course. As an ex-player, you know, I want to see him do well. And of course, I did see all the commotion about Roy Keane and what he's been saying this past week about Michael Carrick and the coaching staff. And I'm not going to lie to you, and I must say this, yeah? And I know some people might chew my head for saying this. I don't think what Roy Keane is saying is wrong. I don't think the basis of what he's saying is wrong. I don't think, I think he has every right to question, you know, the credentials of the coaching staff, even Michael Carrick. Let's be honest, Michael Carrick, he doesn't have Premier League experience. He's come from the Championship. He had a bit of a mixed experience at Middlesbrough. It didn't go all too well. To take over the job of Manchester United, that is a huge task, especially given that we are right now in a vulnerable state. We are trying to salvage our season. We are chasing top 4. You do want to see someone with a lot more experience, someone who's got credentials to come in and, you know, do the job. I'm not saying that Michael Carrick can't do the job, but ideally, if you want someone to come in with experience, someone that knows how to do it, someone like Ollie would have made more sense, because you can say Ollie's done it before. He's had the experience before. He knows what he's dealing with, so he can handle that pressure. With Carrick, of course, it's a bit more unknown. We don't know how it's going to go. It could either go left, like Lampard when he came back his second time at Chelsea, or it could be positive. It can become like an Ollie. When Ollie came on his first time, it can become that. I just think the way Roy Keane delivered his message, I think it felt a bit personal. It did feel a bit bitter. It felt like he was trying to almost take a dig at whether Carrick and coaching staff and even Sir Alex. I felt like it was more of a dig. But I don't think he was wrong for questioning it. I just think the way he went about it, and I think the way he put the message across, I think was wrong. But I don't think the basis of what he's saying is wrong. Yes, at Manchester United, you want the best of the best. You know, we talk about standards. We're constantly, I keep hearing this word about standards. If you have standards, or you're Manchester United that wants to keep the standards, then you can't be mad at Roy Keane for questioning the credentials and whether, you know, the coaching staff or Michael Carrick is fit for the job. Yes, he does come across as a hater because of the way he's come across, or the way his messages have come across. But if somebody else that was external said it, I don't think that's a big issue. I don't think we are allowed to question it, and it's within reason. He hasn't managed a club like Manchester United before. He hasn't managed in the Premier League. The coaching staff as well. Johnny Evans doesn't really have coaching experience, so he was right to question. I just think the way he went about it was wrong. But we do have to give Michael Carrick a chance. We do need to let him do his job. He is going to be here for 6 months, so you know, we do need to come together and sort of get behind the manager and be positive. But like I said, I don't think it was wrong for Roy Keane to do it or to, you know, criticize it. I think it was wrong the way he went about it, because it did feel personal, it did feel bitter. But all in all, I do want to end on a positive note. Amazing 3 points. We need to keep that momentum, or well, I won't even say momentum, it's one game, but we need to keep those levels, man. And if Carrick can keep those levels there, then there's no reason as to why we can't finish in the top, you know, in the top 4. So yeah, let me know your thoughts on the game. Let me know who was your man of the match. And yeah, just your general thoughts on the game, the result, Michael Carrick, whatever it is, Roy Keane's comments, Manchester City's title hopes. Because I do think right now, Manchester City, they're in a dark place right now. If Arsenal win, then of course they go 9 points clear. And that is going to be a tough task. I'm not going to lie to you. Try to get over 9 points with the way Arsenal have been this season, the way they're performing this season, who are clearly the best team right now in the league. It is going to be a tough task. But crazier things have happened in this league. I wouldn't completely rule out Man City. They have just signed Mark Guehi. Of course, it's a derby. There's no shame in losing in that. But yeah, it'll be interesting to see how the title race shapes up now. But yeah, thank you for watching if you made it this far. Please make sure to like, share, and subscribe. And until next time, peace.